Good morning and welcome to another Mocha Money Monday. I'm Ashley Scott, your host, and this episode is brought to you by the Phenomenal Hughes Global Network and the P3 community. I am here with Dr. Greta Anderson. She is a phenomenal professional coach, and she is going to share with us today about the world of golf. Dr. Greta has been coaching professionally, and she actually has even helped me with my golf game. Here in Atlanta, we are doing our wind down Wednesdays, and Dr. Greta has provided some insights to our Phenomenal Hughes community and ladies who have been doing some golfing with Dr. Greta. And let me just say that someone who has had some experience in the past with golfing, working with Dr. Greta is so empowering. And she is really someone who takes time to work with you and make you feel like they care. And I felt so much more confident after spending just a little time with Dr. Greta. So I'm really excited to introduce Dr. Greta. Dr. Greta Anderson, welcome to Mocha Money Mondays. How are you today?
Fine, Ashley. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank
Great,
you.
great.
So
Thanks for
before we
having
get
me.
started, would you like to tell our audience a little bit about your history with golf? How did you get started and what made you decide that coaching was a path for you?
Mhm. Well, I should say hit a golf ball for the first time, uh, completely just at random, hanging out with my dad as a little girl at the driving range, little curiosity. And I kind of picked up a club that was way too big for me, way too heavy for me. But I played tennis, so I was very familiar with swinging two hands because I was a little girl about this big at that time. So I'm seasoned enough that back in the day those rackets were pretty heavy. So I was two-handed. So I just kind of figured it out, and the ball went into the air and was kind of nice. And my dad said, maybe try that again. I did it again. And so I dabbled in golf. I played around with it. I was not at all a serious golfer as a kid. I played every other sport just about, but I really focused on tennis. I played competitive tennis. But all that to say, I really didn't get into golf, as in like into golf, until my I was a young adult, but I was in graduate school. I started playing again pretty regularly. And from there, um, I kept playing and I would continue to play and deepen my relationship with the sport and that type of thing. And fast forward through a few, a great corporate career. And then I moved into, I've always been an entrepreneur, but moved heavily full time into my entrepreneurial journey about 20 years ago. And kept playing and enjoying golf. But then I quickly realized what a valuable tool it was and skill as a business owner, business builder, relationship builder. And so again, after a few other moves and changes, I had a business. I built a business. I sold it. I was ready to build something else, and it came back to excuse me, golf and golf instruction. I should be. I've been. I teach everything. I did not believe this. My mother told me this years ago. Anything that you get very interested in, Greta, you end up teaching. So I've been teaching something since I was a teenager. So for me, it really wasn't a surprise when I ended up going through the process of becoming a professional and, as we say, a card holding professional. And so here we are.
Okay. So tell us, what is the LPGA and what, because I'm not familiar, and most people,
Sure.
because they aren't professional golfers, aren't familiar. So what is the
Sure.
LPGA?
Sure. The LPGA stands for Ladies Professional Golf Association. It's actually the oldest sports association for women worldwide. Oh, been
Wow.
around, right? Just exclusively women. So we are many things, excuse me, but we are the world's really premier golf instructors, right? So There are many good instructors, but we really spend a lot of time and developing evidence-based science, the science behind but what makes you strike the ball. We know all those things. It's as I say, just physics. But the good news in that is that means it's available and accessible to everyone. So once we understand that, we go through the great pains of going through rather rigorous education process, of which I serve as what we call a global educator. So we are a global organization. We're all over the world. And so there are a handful of us, and we help um, uh, educate and credential the world's golf professionals. So that's what it's all about. It's an organization that's designed to help the golfer enjoy the game, learn the game, be a good steward in the game, and we play a role in that. So we're instructors, we're educators, and we run the business of golf. We just help everyone enjoy the game of golf.
I love that. And when you say everyone, I think there's some specific benefits, right, for
Sure,
being a person who is in business and learning golf. And I think you already kind of touched on the fact that it helps to create these relationships. So
sure.
let's talk a couple of minutes about what the benefits of becoming a golfer really is as it relates
Mhm,
to being a businesswoman, and how having golf as a tool in our toolkit, as
sure,
you say, can help
sure.
support our professional endeavors.
Yes. Well, there's so many tools that we need to have as kind of the cost of entry, right? In business, I need to be somewhat quantitative, have a quantitative acumen, right? Understand numbers, right? I need to be able to communicate well. I need to be able to write well. I need to be able to speak well. I need to be able to present well. There are a bunch of skills that we know we need to have, but then there are also a lot of soft skills, right? That can really help us go a long way. And we may not be able to quantify them, but actually in golf, we do. We know that people who play golf on average make about 18% more. That's on average, make about 18% more.
Wow,
And
that's a
it goes up as we go up the ladder, right? Golf is very unique in so many ways, but it's the only sport. It's a sport of business for a reason, right? There are a lot of great sports out there. We just right Super Bowls last night, awesome game, right? But you're not conducting any business. You aren't building any relationships. You don't have an opportunity to get to know someone playing football, right? It's a different
right.
kind of thing. So it's important to understand that the way to make business work is our relationships, right?
Yes.
You need time to cultivate relationships, and even from whether someone's in a corporate setup or in an entrepreneurial endeavor. When do you think what's the likelihood of you being able to gain access 3 and 4 hours of someone's time? It's not going to happen, right?
No.
Unless they play golf. It happens, right? So that's one of the reasons. Number two, golf is it's a language in many ways, right? If I know that you don't speak golf, I don't mention to you that we're playing golf, or we're doing this, or when we travel as part of this project, we're bringing our clubs, or we're going to rent some clubs and play. I'm not telling you that because you don't speak the language, but
Mm,
as a result, you really miss the meeting because the meeting happening out on the golf course. So when
mhm.
we come back to the office and you kind of think we're having a meeting, we already had the meeting. We just coming in to let y'all know what we talked about in the meeting. It's a really powerful tool. And the thing about it is, once you speak the language, you don't it's not about being the world's greatest golfer. It's not about being tour ready. It's about being ready with that valuable tool, because people are often amazed, and it can sound rather like I'm being exaggerated or dramatic when I say that. Pick any given golf club during the season, and you'll see why. If you've never seen the parking lot, even in a lot of places, you go middle of the day and go, like, because that's where the business is happening.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things where it's just important. It's a great tool. I've never heard anybody say it didn't serve them well that they knew golf, and I can give you a list as long as the street here, with people where golf has made the difference, a massive difference in many, many ways.
Okay. So, if you're a beginner, you've never had any kind of insights or played golf ever,
Yeah.
would it be beneficial to have a consultation to get coached by Dr. Greta, or is it something that I should be waiting until I'm further along in my career? Like, when should I get started with golf?
It's never too late. I mean, certainly never too late, and it's never too early. I find it. So I teach. I do all types of different programs and that type of thing with corporate partners, and I tell you, I have several organizations. Fortune 100 organizations where we work with groups of their young associates, and they're using it because they know that a big chunk of their business development happens out there. So they're making the investment in those
Mhm.
young people. But even more important, what I continue to find so interesting, they're not their superiors, when they're kind of hanging from the trees quietly watching, they're not looking about at the golf. They're looking at how they're interacting, how are they approaching this, the whole experience of learning, right?
Mm.
They're watching what they're doing around it, which I find so interesting. Go like, yeah, I don't, yeah, great. He's learning to hit the ball. That's good. They're watching the other stuff,
Mm.
and that's a value added too. I mean, the company has already made the investment for that golf program, and they're using it as a tool to see who has potential to go up, take the next step. So it's very interesting. It's just a very it's a unique tool, and I will say that I don't just say that. I've benefited from it myself. I haven't closed a deal in an office in 15, 17 years.
Oh, wow. So let me ask about this wonderful. I know that we've got this golf intensive with Dr. Greta coming up, the golf
Yeah.
intensive program in partnership with the Phenomenal
Yes.
Youth Global
Yes.
Network. It
Hmm.
starts in March. Can you tell
Hmm.
us a little bit about what people can expect with the golf intensive and
Sure.
why they should be a part of it?
Sure. So what we're doing is we're getting you ready for the course, right? What we know is this. Unfortunately, many people will learn to hit a ball, but golf is far more than just hitting the ball. So we're going to get those fundamentals established, right? Through in-person coaching, but also we are in a great place in the world where we can use technology for so many things. And so we use some amazing platforms and simple to easy to use tools so that we can continue to fortify your development 24/7 theoretically, right? So it's a two piece. We have what we call asynchronous remote learning, but also are live and in person, not only hitting the ball, but you're going to understand the game. You're going to learn all about scoring, etiquette, rules, jargon, right? Because if it's a big part of it is talking the game, and golf has its own vocabulary. So
Mhm.
it's a very nice comprehensive program. By the end, you should and will feel reasonably comfortable be getting out there and navigating the course. Don't worry about shooting the lowest number, but you will be able to navigate the course with confidence, whether playing with some friends or in a business situation. And that's really an important thing because in golf, there's a presumption that you understand some things before you go out there, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Well, listen, Dr. Greta, you have given us a lot to think about as far as the benefits of golfing and the benefits of being a part of the next golf intensive coming up in March. There is financing available. This is an investment. And I think that we need to lead with that because when you're talking about business, you should invest in yourself. And these are new skill sets that will absolutely serve anybody well. So I just want to thank you for being on the show with us today. Is there any last words that you want to leave? How can people get in touch with you, Dr. Greta?
Sure. You can find me at on either LinkedIn at linkedin.com, the the whole LinkedIn thing, Dr. Greta, okay, at Dr. Greta. And then everywhere else at Dr. Greta Golf, right?
Okay. And you're also on the Phenomenal Hughes platform as well?
Well, that part as well. I thought that was a given, but yes, yes, that as well. Yes.
So please take some time today. If you feel like you're ready to skill up and learn some new lingo around golf so that you can be in the rooms and be invited to the things and onto the
Right.
course, then go ahead and sign up for our golf intensive. Thank you again, Dr. Greta, for being here with us today
Thank
for
you.
our Mocha Money Monday podcast. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. This has been another episode brought to you by the Phenomenal Hughes Global Network. Visit phenomenalhughes.com to get connected with Dr. Greta and all of our amazing coaches who can help guide you on your professional journey as you build a bankable business. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Peace, everybody.
Bye-bye.